Capcom Fighting Collection 2. How's it going, everybody? I hope you're good. Oh my god, it's Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Holy shitballs. Yeah, baby. Looking fresh today. My dad's had a shave, I've had a shave, and we're all looking really, really good. How's everybody doing? Holy shitballs. Okay, let me just check the stream. It's going good. Oh, yeah. Right. Huh? No. I'm live. I'm live on. Hang on. I got it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Go. Right. See if we can get some online battles in. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go. You know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to check to see if the guys are on party. See who's on party. Yeah, all the guys are.
And that's what he was doing. The man was just jumping from country to country, and it's just
yeah. But how well do you think his shit was gonna go over in Syria?
Hey guys, just to let you know, guys, I'm streaming live, so and I've just come on party, so yeah, I hope that's all right. Is that all right?
Oh, okay.
Damn, I used to know well the person that does that.
Are you guys okay with that?
Yes.
Yeah,
By the way, for context, we were talking shit about Johnny Somali. So
Johnny Somali. Okay.
Yeah.
We were not dissing countries. We were talking about what swift justice they could have done with Johnny Somali. Nothing else. All right, carry on.
Got you. Fair enough. Just jumped in the conversation there, guys. So if you're watching this back, they're just talking.
Yeah. I'm actually glad you gave us a heads up. Good stuff.
Yeah, just in case here, because you know, everybody likes to have private conversations as well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. True.
But no, just say, guys, if you want me to, blank out the chat, just let me know.
Oh yeah.
Just say.
How you doing, Dave?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, Jeff, my dad and I had a good chat last night. Actually, as Majin and I had a good chat last night as well. We're talking for ages. Yeah, but Jeff was talking to my dad until quite late last night about the golf and gaming and stuff.
Yeah. If you weren't streaming, I would have issued you a challenge now that we never got around.
Oh, what were you going to challenge me on?
Looney Tunes Golf.
Which one? Which one?
Looney Tunes Golf.
Oh, Looney Tunes Golf, yes. You know what? That's actually a good golf game, Looney Tunes Golf.
Yeah, it is. I could not possibly, be any form of competition in a genuine golf game. But if I get stupid-ass Mario Kart items and shit to fuck you over, I'll stand a chance.
I actually think Looney Tunes Golf is really good. It's actually it's very much slept on.
So is the basketball.
Yeah, the basketball's really. It's actually a really good game, and I'll tell you the reason why that game was so badly slept on. It's simply because it had no marketing behind it. There was no marketing behind it. Yeah, but there was. I agree, but there was no marketing behind it either. It just came out and... No,
there was. I saw trailers for it. That's why I went out and got it. But even the trailer tells you right in your face, no online.
Yeah, that is a night, because, I mean, the game looks brilliant as well. The visuals are great.
You can play 4 people at the same time.
Yeah.
Imagine if it actually had online.
Yeah. It's a good little game. It reminds me... Do you know what it reminds me of? The golf and that reminds me of Mario Golf 64 on the Nintendo 64. It really reminds me of that version.
Mario 64.
No, Mario Golf 64.
Is
Mario
really,
Golf
really
64. I'm on about.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the golf game of Mario 64, the one that Jess
game's
played.
like part RPG and shit.
Yeah. But I'm just talking about how it controls and stuff, and it has a very sort of similar. I think Mario Golf 64 is better than the new Mario Golf on the Switch, and I love that game because I've played it.
It is.
I think Mario Golf 64 is much better. Yeah.
They watered it down the same way they did with Paper Mario, just watered it down.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Boo, Nintendo! Why you water it down? Come. I want some extra. I want some extra fucking fat, bro. Like, with cheese or something, unmelted Gouda cheese or something. I don't know.
Unmelted Gouda cheese. I actually really like because I love the Switch Mario Golf game. I've done loads of uploads on it. Like, it's a really good golf game, but in terms of gameplay, it doesn't touch the original N64 version.
I agree. Now, call me crazy, Dave, but you know how everybody stands Mario Party 4?
Yeah.
I'm about Mario Party 5.
I like Mario Party 5 as well, yeah.
Pete, I feel that's the black sheep. For some reason, people are acting like Mario Party 5 is worse than Mario Party 1.
The only reason people don't like Mario Party 5 is it's because they try to make it more sort of... I've got a perfect there, guys. Mario Party 5, they tried to switch it up. They tried to kind of move it around a little bit. But I actually admired the fact that they tried to change it around. Because up until that point, the Mario Party games were all kind of very similar.
Yeah.
Mario Party 5, they actually tried to change it.
I like the Donkey Kong spaces. I like the Bowser spaces. People are like, oh, you can't play Donkey Kong or Bowser. Yeah, but dude, they have their own dedicated mechanics, my dude. They have their own mini games.
Yeah.
Like, nah, this is better.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know.
Also, you
I
have
always...
that like vehicular battle mini game, and as you like unlock mini games, you would also get like parts for your battle vehicle and shit. That was really cool for Mario Party 5.
Yeah, I always liked. I always enjoyed the Mario Party games.
Final boss was Donkey Kong in like a barrel battle card that had like you're sitting in the same barrel that you throw to like get back a teammate in the Donkey Kong Country games. Like, you know, if you're just Donkey Kong alone, you throw the barrel and then Diddy Kong comes out or whatever. You know? Like, sitting in one of those babies with like wooden wheels and shit. Great. Coconut guns.
Yeah, I would rather go back and play the older Mario Party games than... Although I will say, I thought the most recent one on the Switch was actually quite good.
That's because that's a best of games.
Yeah.
Best of games. You know those compilation CDs where you have like just a ton of like best of songs from an artist instead of just an album? The game is that for Mario Kart minigames.
Yeah,
Mario Party.
What
I
you
keep
just
saying
said
Mario
there,
Party. I mean Mario Party.
What you just said there is what the problem I've got with... because I know what they're going to do with Mario Party now when it comes out on the... I know when they bring it out on the Switch 2, they're going to go down the route of... They're going to make all this multi-layered stuff, which I get, because people want more value for their money. But I actually think Mario Party works better when it's a little bit more kind of straightforward and linear. I think when they make it too crazy, it doesn't work. Which I know that's kind of a bit of a... Because obviously Mario Party is crazy by its very definition,
Yeah.
but...
I wanted them to keep going with that specific Mario Party game, and then DLC out boards and minigame sets. Like,
Yeah.
here's a bunch of Mario Party 5 ones. Here's the Bowser's Nightmare board from Mario Party 5. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Just truly have it be a best of the series by the end of the game's lifespan. I wanted that to be a live service game, and I don't say that fucking often.
Yeah, I agree.
DLC in some characters, like Waluigi or something, I don't fucking know. Birdo.
Yeah.
Can you see that happening though? Like,
Hello, Meryl's mother. How are you doing? Thank you for being here.
Maybe, because sometimes Nintendo does this shit on the next system when they re-release the game. Like when they re-released Tropical Freeze, they added Funky Kong. Or when they re-released Mario Kart 8 as Deluxe, they added a bunch of shit too. Or Pokemon Puckin Tournament. For Switch, they made a Puckin Tournament DX and they added characters. So
Everybody,
maybe?
Morel's Rother said hello to everyone in the chat.
What up, what up, what up?
He said hello to, how you doing, how you doing, how you doing?
don't make it obvious. And don't try too hard.
How you doing?
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't try too hard. Yeah, you think you're gangster? Alright, I started as a baby,
Oh.
Now look at me. Now look at me.
I can say I am officially addicted to Power Stone.
First one or
Literally,
second one?
The first one, I've
First one, yeah.
always loved the first one. Oh my god,
The
I love
first
this.
one doesn't have as much chaos and stuff than the second one. The second one has like the entire stage doing a bunch of shit. In the first one, the stage is the way it is.
Oh, and Matthew
And
says
then you
hello
be
as
your
well.
opponent.
Matthew Burg says hello. He says hello to everyone.
Oh, yo,
yeah,
what's up,
I agree with you.
What's up, Matthew? Yo. Your boy, one of your boys. I'm like, gaming is here as well.
That's what he just said. He said
Majin here,
hello.
what
He
up?
said hello, MLA.
Oh god damn.
Yo, thanks, bro. You're the GOAT, Matthew. You're the GOAT.
The
You're the
GOAT.
GOAT.
The GOAT.
Oh, well, what happened? Somebody said hi.
Oh, thank you, mate. That speed, he's
I don't know
coming in.
what's
He's
going on, I
saying,
just got back.
In the game of life, make.
I got no idea what's going on. I just got back.
Can't go wrong.
Everyone saying hello in the chat. Dave's
yeah,
What's up,
he
chat?
just, Matt said hello, and Morale Rother said us hello.
What's up, Matt?
Yeah, my dad enjoyed that chat last night, Jeff.
Oh yeah, so did I. Like,
My
dude,
dad was
like
so-
your dad is so cool. Like, I honestly, I love your dad.
I
It's-
agree.
Oh,
He's
thank
fucking
you.
awesome.
He honestly reminds me of my dad.
Oh, that's lovely.
your
Yeah,
dad
he's
is
very old school. You know, he comes from that time of, he's that kind of guy who says, you know, he's a really soft, gentle guy, but at the same time, because, you know, he comes from like a military and he used to be a boxer and all this, so he's very much a kind of like, he's a lover, not a fighter, but he doesn't take any shit from anyone, and like, he's just got that lovely blend of, he likes seeing people being treated well, and he's got a very strong core. He doesn't like seeing people being treated badly. He hates it. It's his one pet peeve in life. He can't stand it when people are treated like shit.
I love talking to your dad, bro. Like, your dad makes me happy. Like, it makes me smile with the jokes. I know, like, you know.
Well, he
Man,
says that about you, and he thank you, Emily. He says that about you guys. He said, you know, even though I can only hear them on a mic, I can tell they're good guys and you all get on great. And he goes, when a bunch of lads get together, he said, and they form a friendship, it's a bond that never breaks. And if you can make that such a strong bond, it's a bond that will, like, see you through life.
Yeah.
Whether you guys live on the other side of the world or not. You guys, I had pen pals, he said, when I was in the RAF, that were from Africa, and they're still my mates now. He goes, and we're in our 80s, you know, and that was before the internet. That was when you had to write to each other. He goes, that's what just got. He goes, guys, when guys become mates, he goes, they stay friends forever. You know, and he doesn't mean that in a sexist. That's not like a. He's not saying that women are like that. It's just that at the end of the day, it's just a male bonding thing, isn't it? It's like.
I said this so many times. This is the best group I ever been in.
Yeah, absolutely.
For real. Like, I wanted to fit in with similar people, like, who have similar interests, and give me some good knowledge. You know, like, yeah.
You're welcome, Mila. You're welcome for the knowledge of fight and the inner mechanics of Dino Rex. I'm sure you're a much more fulfilled person around me.
You're welcome.
You know what that honestly reminds me of? The way that you were putting that, Dave, that honestly reminds me of there's this one short. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's this one short of a couple guys that are like all in like different like bathroom stalls, and then one dude's just like, when there's rain, there's thunder, and then he just rips ass.
I seen the video when you posted.
And then as soon as he rips ass, everybody's all all the guys in the bathroom are all laughing, and they're just like, "Hey, that was a nice one, dude! Oh my god, that was crazy!" And then they start like, and after that, like they come out the stall and they start dapping each other up and giving each other hugs and shit.
Yeah. Another one.
Yeah, they just easily just get along like immediately, like they like the whole time they were in the stall.
Yeah, it's a dude thing. You wouldn't understand type of shit.
Yeah. There was like no communication the whole time they were in the stall. And all of a sudden, one dude's just like, "Where there's rain, there's thunder."
Yeah. Was it? Matthew just said it kills me how Majin pronounces MLA's name.
Mila.
Mila.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what you mean though, Jeff.
There's lore to it, but I'm doing it on purpose at this point.
Yeah, guys can get along so much easier than females can, for real. Like it's just
I don't even think it's to do with.
Dude,
get along.
My wife fucking hates other women. Dude, really? She's like.
That's because
There's
Joffrey.
always like
You know what that is.
Of some shit, and she hates it.
You know why that is. That's because Joffrey is really old school in how she approaches people. She's very much like Joffrey kind of reminds me of my best mate at school that I had, Claire, who was like probably the most real person I'd ever met at school, and she was my best mate. And Joffrey's exactly the same in that she just doesn't. She just says things. She just doesn't like. There's no.
Yeah, just
she
cut
says
the shit.
She says it in a way that isn't rude. Like, so she just. And I think that's why people get on with her.
To be fair, normally she will say it in a way that's rude, but she's a cut the shit person. That's why.
So she's direct?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're the same, Trustic. You're the same. You're exactly the same. I would say you and Joffrey are quite similar, actually, in personality. I've always found you the same.
You are direct, Trustic. You are direct.
Trustic is very direct. Trustic will just say what he's saying, and like sometimes people go, "Oh, I can't believe you said that," but I kind of like the fact that he just says what he likes.
I'll say it as it is.
Yeah.
But, like, honestly, the meeting Majin and Joffrey, my face went red. Alright, yeah, dude. Damn.
That's because you a perv.
I'm a perv. I lie. Hey,
Like, I know one of the things she doesn't like fuck with like other women is like a lot of women speak to each other in like half code type of shit.
Oh yeah, I can't bear that shit.
Yeah,
well, listen.
yeah.
Sorry, can I just interrupt you halfway there?
My wife hates that shit, right? But she's
listen
not all the way in the spectrum to a dude either. Because like with a dude is like, what are you doing? Nothing crazy. Sitting on your phone and you're like, I don't know. You're on a fucking child's color book app because you saw they had a Dragon Ball picture in there or some shit. Like,
try and imagine what it was like. Trying to imagine what it was like for me when I was a manager of 45 nurses.
Oh my god! Okay, so before you even said, you just said manager, and I was already like, oh no. And then you
imagine
say,
what it, and listen, they used to tell me, they used to say, I don't know how you do this job. The girls used to say it to me, especially the younger girls who had just come out of university. They used to say, how do you manage to do this job and, like, not kill yourself? And I was like, well, in all honesty, you just got to learn how to, and this is, women will admit to this themselves, learning how to manage women when you're a manager is actually a skill upon itself, because women, especially in groups, deal with things in a very emotional capacity. So you have to kind of deal with things on a very multi-layered level. And they'll be the first person to admit this. You know, I really have to I have to make sure what I'm saying isn't overstating things, and I have to say things in quite a kind of a calm, measured manner. Because they'll get the wrong end of the stick a lot of the time, you know. It's like, because I'm a guy, I will say things in I'll be like, oh, well, that needs to be done now. And they'll be like, well, hang on a minute, I've got this to do. And I'm like, I'm not having a go at you, I'm just telling you the facts. Yeah. I'm not having a go at you, I'm just giving you the literal facts of what needs to be done right now. That's it. I'm not having a go at you.
That shit is probably even more annoying after mansplaining became a word.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. You know it is.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, mansplaining. Yeah, because and I don't blame them for thinking like that.
I understand in certain situations, but if it's your boss, he's not mansplaining you. He's giving you the instructions he is giving everybody else in the fucking work field.
Well, you would think that would be the reaction,
logical conclusion.
But, yeah, no, but I mean, well, a lot of time I just get shat on from a great height, and I mean, obviously, I'm not working in the hospital at the moment, so it's been a while since this has been said to me. But there's been so many times I've been called, like, you know, oh, you're mansplaining to me, and I'm like, well, I'm really not mansplaining to you. I'm just giving you the logical facts. This job needs to be done in this amount of time, whether you're a man or a woman. It's just the fact that you're a woman. And I'm telling you, and I've had to say that in literal context, and they'd be like, no, I'm sorry, you don't understand. And I'm like, well, I do understand. The job needs to be done. That's literally all I'm telling you.
Yes.
You know, and and I've said this to guys, is, you know, forget women.
Yeah. Some people, too, will be like, nah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. How you doing, Chauncey?
Yeah, they'd be like overanalyzing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I hate people like that when they're thinking stuff, like, don't overthink it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's true. Like, I know.
Best time, yeah. Got the best time, Matt. Thank you. Yeah, go on.
A lot of my friends that are women are the kind of people that be like, in this situation, they would do like complex mathematic equations in their head to like try to analyze your tone and all kinds of shit. But like most of my guy friends, they would be like, in this conversation, they'd be taking the instructions, but they would halfway pay attention while they would be thinking, do I prefer Cheetos or Doritos?
Do I prefer Cheetos or Doritos? Well, here you go. Chauncey just said, I know exactly the feeling. He said, when I was working in the casino as a floor supervisor, they always ask me, why are you over me? Just deal with the cards, please. Just deal with the cards, please. Yeah. No, but I mean, like, even in an emotional or personal context.
Yeah.
That's so true. It's like, I used to work with a guy who was a co-manager with me, and he dealt with things on an emotional level, and he could never differentiate between how he felt the job should be done and how it used to upset him and how it logically should be done. I deal with things in a very kind of logical, non-personable way, because it's the only way I can get the job done. And sometimes I come over as quite harsh in my job. That's why outside of my work, I'm very kind of personable because I try to switch myself. But at work, I'm very, very, okay, this needs to be done. And I have a kind of deadpan face, and people look at me and go, oh, you're not like this when we talk to you outside of work. I said, well, that's because the work needs to get done. You know, and that's my only way of getting the job done. I think that's a part of my OCD is like I have to deal with things in a very if this doesn't get done, if this doesn't get,
that doesn't even sound like OCD to me. That just fucking sounds like necessary code switching.
Yeah, well, yeah, priorities.
Yeah, priorities. Yeah, learning the David Hume's philosopher has changed my idea. People go by feeling, and not by logic. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think whatever line of work you're in, it doesn't matter what line of work you're in. You could be, you could be a fucking movie star. Look at Tom Cruise. There's a perfect example. Tom Cruise, people had a go at him when that video came out of him berating those guys for not going by the safety standards back in 2000. And he goes, we are trying to get a movie done here and all this. But I actually respected him for that. Top time. I respected him for that because he's the producer of that movie. He's the leader of that movie. He has to set an example.
Yeah, he has responsibility.
Exactly. If you don't lead by example, you're fucked. You have to lead by example. It's the only way you can get things done. Like, Moral's mother said, if I can chime in being matter of fact and come off as cold or resentful within the minefield of inter-female communication, just sprinkling in some reassurance helps a lot. No, I appreciate you saying that, Morales. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. And I could definitely do with being a bit more approachable in my work capacity because I have been accused of being very robotic in how I deal with things, which people find a little bit confusing because I'm so kind of like, oh, lovey-dovey online and when I talk to people. Sort of thing.
I get it. But that's why I also brought up the term code switching.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of times you hear the term code switching. A lot of it is either mixed people being like, oh, this is how I talk to black people, how I talk to white people, or whatever. But it's not just for that. There's also there's just code switching beyond that. Like there's for work, for home, for different types of code switching goes incredibly specific at times, depending on the situation. You don't speak to your friends the same way you speak to your family, and you don't speak to your family the same way you speak to someone at work.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, man. I'm like, with me.
Go on, Emily. You're going to say sorry, mate.
With me when I meet people. First couple times, I need to know the person as straight up.
Here you go. Morale's mother said, at work in my emergency phone services, I'm super matter of fact, but my colleagues are 80% female. Yeah.
Boom.
So I can feel this. You can feel the switching. Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
That must be a really difficult environment to actually try and be approachable in as well, because I've worked in phone switching as well years ago, and it's highly competitive because obviously you're working on commission and obviously you're doing emergency services, so that's not commission obviously, but I used to work in a sales team on phones and that was commission.
Motherfuckers hate phone salesmen.
Yeah, I was one of those assholes. But no, Morale's person worked in emergency services. That's high skills. I would say actually, you guys, in some ways, have got even a tougher job than us nurses. Actually, Morale's actually, and the reason I say that, hear me out on this. The reason I say that is because you guys actually have to deal with the emergency calls when and as they happen. We're dealing with them as they come in. So you're at the front line, basically. It's a different. You're looking at it from a different angle, basically. But yeah, I always found it really difficult to deal with stuff like that. A lot of the time.
Even if you're an ambulance driver, you have more control of the situation when you arrive, right? Because you can do things.
Yeah.
When you're on the phone, you got to manage that situation with nothing but your words. That shit is tough.
I was I was always very bad at dealing with things. When I was a trainee nurse, I used to really struggle with how I used to deal with. So I found it very difficult dealing with ill children. It used to upset me too much, and I nearly lost my job.
I
nearly lost my job because of it, because I struggled with it so badly. It was the first time I ever saw a terminally ill child. I had to take. I think I've told you guys this. I took about 3 weeks off work because I kept having nightmares. Because I just kept seeing this image of this young little boy. He was only 9, and he had this terminal illness, and it was making his skin like really. So his he was having like really bad skin protrusion problems, and if he was exposed to the sun, it was just really bad.
Shit!
But yeah, it was just awful. But the thing is, we've all dealt with stuff. No matter what line of work we're in, we've all dealt with people who have, been in bad situations. It doesn't matter what line of work you're in. We've all dealt with stuff.
I think in your line of work, which was a career path I was considering when I was getting educated.
You'd be a great paramedic. You'd be a fucking great paramedic.
But my issue is, like, the kids would fuck me up so bad. Like, I would have that same struggle, I think, when it comes to kids. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't have handled it.
You know when you watch...
that's like, another thing, like, I fucking love animals, but I could never work close to a vet. I know. That would bother me too much, too, with animals.
I think you'd be surprised by how well you'd actually... I always say this to people.
I think I'd deal easier in a morgue, right? Because in a morgue, I wouldn't have to, like... know the person as a living person first. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah, I think that would be like a place I would cope better.
Do you get videos of charity videos on YouTube ads? Like,
yes, all the time.
Everybody.
Oh my
does,
god,
I
yes,
think.
bloody hell.
Like, some charity videos make me really emotional.
Yeah, a lot of them are quite emotionally manipulative, though, MLA. They do it deliberately to get the money out of you.
Half of those, at least, are fake and staged, too. To, like, try to pry your wallet out of your hand. Which is unfortunate. I love charity, but as I've grown up and learned things, unfortunately, not all charities are actually to be trusted.
Yeah. I would say that the worst culprits for those are my friend used to live in a really posh part of London near where MLA is, and he used to walk down Kensington, and MLA will know what this is like. Kensington is notorious. It's a very wealthy area, but it's also notorious for people on the streets in a very rich part of London to try and get money, charity money, out of very rich people. So Kensington, even though you think it's going to be this lovely area, it's notorious basically for just like street people trying to get money out of you.
Yeah, me and my wife dropped by Kensington, I believe, in London.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, Kensington is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is, but I could tell it was a little... Like, this shit was not, like, overfunded or anything.
Yeah, it's a real shame, actually, because Kensington is gorgeous. It's a beautiful place, man. It really is. I would say it's possibly the most... It's the prettiest part of London. Well, apart from Buckingham Palace and all that, obviously.
I hope you had lovely food in London, Margin. Except for the pizza.
I was gonna say, like, it wasn't what you think of when you think of a pretty city or whatever. But when I went to Milan and when I walked off the train and we stepped out of the station, this shit was beautiful. Like, the street art we saw on the ground and on the walls and shit really appealed to my sense of aesthetics. I was like, oh man, I like the way this shit looks. Like it, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I saw a lot of greens used in the art, and yeah, it was in a pretty way. It wasn't like a messy graffiti kind of way where like you know, when it's like rushed up and down, like shh. No, like this was more like wall painting type, like controlled, very precise kind of stuff. If that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. I told Martin it's mostly like Muslim people live in this area. So
Yeah.
like,
I would say so most of the paramedics that I've worked with in the past have got very sort of similar personalities to sort of Majin and Trustic, quite kind of like but they have to be. They have to just kind of be those kind of people that just get straight to the point.
Yeah.
And Jeff as well, I guess. You know, it's like you just have to have that kind of personality of, yeah, listen, I'm just here to do my job. You know, this person's in trouble. I need to get this.
Yes.
I can be straight to the point, but I'm not when I'm with y'all, because like that's not where I'm at when I'm in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
I am like,
Jeff's got more the personality. I would say Jeff would make a better Jeff would be very good as a doctor in terms of how he approaches people. Obviously, if you train for that line of work, well, the same as you guys. If you train to be paramedics, but you have to have that kind of personality of like quiet assertiveness almost. Is the best way to describe it. But then I guess that kind of falls into the line of work that you do as well, obviously. So no matter what you do, your personality traits usually, if you're successful in your job, it's usually because your personality traits usually extend to what you do. Like, for example, you know what I think MLA would be very good at? MLA would be very good at people skills, communication with people skills, like on a phone or something, because he's got very good, he's got a very approachable manner.
I think Balak could be a decent social worker.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. You'd actually be a brilliant social worker, MLA.
yeah, man. Thanks.
You really would. And I'm not just saying that. Like, that he's right. He's right in what he's saying. You would be brilliant at it because you've got the right personality trait for it. You know, you're approachable and you put people at ease. So that's half of the job done for you, really, because that's what people need with social workers. They need somebody when they're in a time of crisis to have. They need someone they can say, "Oh, I feel reassured being around this person. That this person's going to listen to me." And yeah,
man. I can see myself as a social worker. Like, I'm a approachable person and like, I'm a good listener as well.
You also have been.
But here's something that's important to be easily approachable as a social worker. That is beyond personality. You don't look threatening, like you have a kind face.
You have a kind face, exactly.
Yeah.
Want to get rich quick, make a charity, have a charity.
That works to your advantage before you actually get to show your personality.
Yeah. Thank guys. Like, I really do appreciate that though. Like,
personally, I think my personality would be more cut out for psychology than the physical medical field.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah, I'd agree with that. That's a very good call, actually.
I think, like, honestly, you can see my lovely personality all the time. Like, I'm not even saying that. Like, this is generally me in real life as well. And margins for that. What?
Alright. How about this? Next time I drop by London,
Yeah.
not only do I come visit you to your house, we go out to eat together. Huh?
Yeah, man. That will be good. That will be good.
Us, you, and like maybe a carer or something. I don't know how that works as for going out, but yeah.
Well, next time you get to
Going
London, I
out
will
a
get down.
restaurant or something.
Yeah.
I will get down next time. So
Yeah.
Don't burn.
oh my God, Rouge, you bastard!
We need to bring Speed King along too. And
That'd be amazing.
Rouge,
Rouge, yeah.
were you playing Sonic Heroes? Did Rouge not listen to you? You playing Team Chaos?
Playing Power Stone.
Yeah.
Rouge. Jack. No, how do you find working in the States compared to working in the Europe, Trustic?
Yeah, depends on if you're working like a regular job or whatchamacallit, or a job that's within a it's like within a military base. It's a difference regardless of where you're located.
Oh yeah,
So
I can imagine.
You've worked in the military in Europe as well, yeah?
Europe, yeah.
Yeah, see, I worked in the military in, I didn't. I worked in the Ministry of Defence in the UK, and everybody has told me that working for the military in the United States is so much more rewarding because they really look after, like, their personnel and stuff. I mean, I can only speak for the UK here, obviously, but, yeah. I can't say the same.
Did you
Can't say the
ever
same
have
for
to
here
be
in
one
the
of those
UK.
dudes who are not allowed to move?
Hey, I was gonna give some context, like whatchamacallit. So one of the previous jobs I did, what's it called? Oh my god, how do I get the words for this? I never thought I'd go back to this. But anyways, I worked inside a military base as a civilian. Like, I didn't do like anything uniform wise.
Yeah.
It was like a regular job inside a military base.
Yeah.
So I'd say the biggest difference between like a regular job outside of a base and then one in a base is the benefits. Like the benefits, that's all sorted out day one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outside of a base, you got to do that shit yourself.
Oh my God. So when I worked for the Ministry of Defence, when I worked for the Ministry here in the UK, I remember I got all my benefits sorted, I got all my pension schemes sorted, I had like a flexible pension scheme all sorted for me that I was able to choose. And when I went out to work, I got my first job outside of the civil service here in the UK. When I started nursing again, I'd forgotten how easy it was to work when you're working for the government because they sort everything out for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. It's so much more difficult. You have to arrange everything yourself. You have to like set up the payments with the bank, and they do all of that for you within the government. It's like, oh, that's all set up. Don't worry, we'll do it for you. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard. It's like, yeah, you're right.
So I got a question for you, Dave. In the UK, is it normal to have an accountant?
No, I mean, I've got one, but that's only because of the line of work that I'm in at the moment. But no, it's not. No.
Okay.
Not everybody's got an accountant. No. But
no, I was just wondering because like I know a lot of things about a lot of European countries, but there's certain things where I like know more about the U.S. because the U.S. simply just like sends out information publicly to everyone more often, right? So I don't know certain things. Because it's always been weird to me with like the U.S. and accountants, and I know everybody in the U.S. doesn't, but it shows like how you're doing taxes is there versus here. The fact that accountants are common enough. Like
I
over
see.
here,
Yeah,
this shit is like near automatic.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
You don't even have to worry about it really.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well over in the States is, I mean, you guys can, I mean, obviously Jeff and Trusted will know this better, but when you're buying a property over, like the realtor market over in America is a lot more competitive than it is over here. So when you buy a house here in the UK, like for example, when I bought my house, it was just a case of, you know, I talk to the potential seller, I could kind of put my quote in, etc., etc. Over in America, you guys actually have, you know, you have like actual bids for houses and stuff and all that. That doesn't happen over here in the UK. Just doesn't happen.
It happens over here, but that shit is like exclusively online or something.
Oh, here you go. Morale's mother said, not many people in Germany have an accountant either. People buckle down. Yeah. So yeah, Trustic used to live in Germany as well. Morale's mother. So yeah, it's yeah, it's a different way of approaching life, I guess. It's a lot more straightforward. The Germans have always been the leaders in the world. The Germans have always had have always been the leaders in the world for economy and how their economy works. They still are, because they have the Germans and the Chinese have the swiftest economies on earth. In other words, they have the less turnover, higher production rates, higher quality rates. I mean, the automotive industry in Germany is second to none in terms of producing parts. In fact, Japan, the irony of Japanese motor cars is the majority of them use German car parts.
Yeah, I know.
So, because most of them are actually developed, R&D is developed in Germany. That's what most of the R&D for the majority of the automotive industry is done in Germany. And that hails all the way back to Volkswagen during the Second World War. Yeah. They've just always been the leaders in terms of, I mean, you can look this up online. It's you know, it's. You
also have like the BMW. You have like fucking. Oh
yeah.
Yeah. The Germans and the automotive industry is pretty crazy. I believe Ferrari uses German parts as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. Another one that's pretty big is my own country in economics, like oil, electricity, and we have a huge export all over Europe and beyond with oil, electricity, aluminum, and several types of like steels and metals.
Well, I mean, obviously one of the leaders in in terms of like tech right now, obviously apart from China, is obviously Japan. You know, a lot of the big stuff is happening over there in terms of like research and development, and like that's where pretty much all of it's happening right now. It's
that's so weird about Japan is like they'll have all these like technological developments, but when you go into like most places with a job, these people are still using like a pager. Like
they don't care about. That's because, I mean, Jeff will know this. In Japan, they don't care about the latest tech, etc. Or I have to have the latest phone. They care more about affordability and sustainability. That's why they're so economic.
Of course. But like to a certain point, if you're keeping too much outdated tech, you also end up losing out on efficiency.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot of you're the boss, what you say is right, instead of like aiming for efficiency. Well, this is what I've seen in like interviews with Japanese people. Anyway, like instead of being like about getting the job as efficiently done as possible, a lot of it is about being a team or whatever, like that kind of shit. Like the group over the individual type of thing. Let's see.
Japan's robotics is making huge steps forward. Yeah, it's huge strides. Yeah. Oh my God! When you see how, have you seen how realistic some of this latest R&D into robotics is? It's insane. We're literally at Terminator level now. Well, not quite there, obviously. But I don't know. You actually look at some of these robots, these androids they've made. They look fucking human.
Yeah, but that's look. How they look isn't the difficult or impressive part. It's the intelligence level.
Yeah, the AI. Yeah.
Even if you look at like practical effects in the 80s, if you put a metal skeleton under there, you can make the same argument. It's about the AI intelligent. Or, in other words, getting an AI and not something you just call an AI. Because in order to it actually to be an AI, as the term actually means originally, it needs to have intelligence. Like, you would have to debate whether it has consciousness or not.
Yeah. Yeah, the movements are getting very intense and getting very
and
tactile.
It's very, very far from that.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's true.
Now, sometimes a smarter intelligence can look dumber.
Yeah.
Because a computer that always makes the right move is not smart, it's doing what it's programmed to do. But a machine that makes human mistakes, that's when you're getting very smart intelligence.
Well, listen to what Matt said. He said, supposedly in Germany they have sex bots in the red light district. Women are mad, men prefer the robots to women. Robots jump, take stairs, and balance well now. That used to be a huge issue. Yeah. Well, look, you're talking about robots not being able to take the stairs. Look at Ed 209 and RoboCop. Yeah, I know that's obviously a movie, but yeah, no, it's crazy that I've seen those videos where it's
Ed
nuts what the
209.
technology they have now.
Personally, I was going to bring up good old John E5.
Johnny Babe is alive. Johnny Babe is alive.
Short Circuit, yeah.
Hello,
Short Circuit.
Johnny Babe. I can't get stairs. I can't take the stairs. Johnny Babe is alive.
When I first saw Wall-E, I had to do a double take because I saw Short Circuit 1 and 2 as a lot as a kid.
I can't believe some people didn't think. There was some people saying that Wall-E wasn't based on Short Circuit. And
Bruh.
I was like, you must be kidding.
Look at them! They're the same character!
Yeah, well, he even said it. The designer even said it after when the movie came out. He said, yeah, of course I was inspired by Short Circuit Johnny Vibe. Because you'd have to be an idiot to think otherwise. I mean, it's the same. It's literally almost the same design. Matthew said, I wonder if that's depth perception issue for the robot taking the stairs. Yeah, yeah, it must be, yeah. I mean, I'm no robotics specialist, but I would assume so. Johnny Babe is alive.
Also making the feet bendable enough in a way where they wouldn't end up in a weird balance point from the super stiff feet.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, here, MoreLessOrOther said, sci-fi tends to predict tech because it predicts what we want. I want a Johnny 5. Yeah, absolutely.
I also want a Johnny 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Does imagine said he wants a Johnny 5 as well. But look, Star Wars. I got fifth on the list.
They've already made 2 James Bond super spy car a reality, so you know.
Yeah, well, look, Star Trek. Star Trek predicted the future because Star Trek. They predicted that we'd be talking to each other via televisions. If you watch the 1960s Star Trek, They would talk to each other on. My dad always talks about this. They would talk to each other on the screens. We do that now on our phones. In fact, they used to have the hand. They used to have the hand machines and talk to each other and say, "Scotty, beam me up." But little did they know that those handheld devices would actually have cameras on them as well. So, my dad and I always talk about this. The only thing that they haven't done for Star Trek is obviously, light speed and not light speed. Sorry, warp speed, and obviously transportation. Obviously transferring one body from one area to another. But I mean, that's got to be at some point in the future, that's probably going to come a reality, that you're going to be able to transfer humans from the particles of humans from one area to another. It seems like sci-fi now, but I mean, why wouldn't it? I'm sure there's ways. I have no idea, obviously. Maybe it's out of the realms of possibility, but there's a very strong chance it possibly could happen.
Personally, I'd rather have ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed from Spaceballs. May the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah.
I love that film, man. Power Stone. Power Stone, sorry. Spaceballs. Such a good movie. May the Schwartz be with you. May the Schwartz be with you.
You know what comedian I feel doesn't get his flower enough anymore, and I kind of miss seeing.
Who?
Huh! No respect.
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield. My dad and I watch him every single night. The other day, my girlfriend asked me to come on over. She said there's nobody home. I went over there. There's nobody home. We got a new dog. We called him Egypt. He keeps living pyramids all over the house. I got no respect anybody. No respect.
Nice.
Are you kidding me?
Man.
My wife is so ugly, even a dog's turn the other way. I got no respect at all. No respect.
I thought my man was fucking hilarious doing voice work too. Like, yeah.
Yeah, you mean Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah.
He's great, man. Yeah, he was really good. I love his Johnny Carson stuff. If you want to go on YouTube and check out Rodney Dangerfield, Johnny Carson, when he did stand-up for 2 minutes, it's amazing. Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be a match to remember.
I said to my wife the other day, I said, is there somebody else? She looked at me and she said, there must be.
You know this whole thing about like Elvis being like doing karate and having a black belt in karate and everybody talking about how much of a fighter Elvis must have been?
Yeah.
There are videos that now that we have internet that have circulated up of Elvis doing said karate and trying to teach someone else karate, and it is just sad, bro. It is. So first off, he wasn't allowed to spar with anyone, right? Because the record companies were like, we gotta keep the face safe. So my man didn't really get to train. Alright. And then secondly, he also had one of those teachers that are like, do the 70-hit combo and then their chest explodes and they die. He had one of those teachers.
Yeah.
It's... it's like when you... Have you seen that fucking Key and Peele skit of that... Of like that fucking... dude who's like, let me teach you self-defense.
I love that.
It was that kind of fighting, my guy. Like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a massive Elvis fan.
Level.
I'm a massive Elvis fan, obviously, but I think I've said this before. I'm a huge Elvis fan, but I never considered him like a martial artist or anything.
Yeah, a lot of Elvis fans do. And It's... I saw this, I was like, yeah, he's probably a decent fighter or whatever. And then I saw this, and then I didn't know if I wanted to laugh or cry. Two separate videos. Yeah.
I think the thing with Elvis as well is that he came from a time where obviously there was no social media and stuff, so you could always get away with saying stuff like this. But now that we have social media and like home video footage and like private footage has been released of all this stuff, you could tell all that stuff. Like I just like to think of Elvis as the greatest entertainer that ever lived. That's how I always see him, and that's how I'll always see him. To me, he'll always be the ultimate performer. A lot of people consider Michael Jackson the ultimate performer, and I get why. I really do. I think he's the second best. But Elvis, for me, just tips it. I think Elvis, for me, had just I don't know, actually. No.
I honestly would put Michael Jackson...
Yeah, actually, no, I'm going to put Michael Jackson number one, yeah.
I would put him higher as a dancer than a musician.
Yeah. No, I'm going to put Michael Jackson first.
He's got banger songs, but, like, a lot of these songs, he didn't make them himself or alone. Like,
I just can't stop loving you.
I honestly think the top, as just as a craft, right? I think top because of how much shit he's done that you love and heard, and you didn't even know he did that too.
Yeah,
Prince.
Exactly.
Prince.
Yeah, Prince. Oh, Prince. Yeah, he's amazing. God, I love Prince.
My man plays how many instruments? He's got how many hits and bangers? He's made songs for how many people? And you love how many of the songs and you didn't even know he had his finger on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
I mean, I think, it almost sounds cliche to say it, but I think Prince's greatest ever piece of music is Purple Rain. I love that song. Purple Rain, Purple
Personally,
Rain.
I like When Doves Cry More.
Doves Cry More, what a song. I love When Doves Cry More. When Doves Cry More, that's a fantastic. How you doing, MD? Yeah, I would say, for me, the best. Yeah, he's got. Prince has the most unique voice in music. He really does. He's got this like kind of rocky, poppy, almost grungy voice. It's a really strange combination. It's grunge, it's pop, it's R&B, it's everything mixed together. He's got this.
It's whatever the fuck he wants him to. One of the weirdest fucking albums I've heard in my entire fucking life.
Gold?
No, weirder. If you sit down and listen to it, like from start to finish, dude, the fucking Batman OST this motherfucker made?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was Bat Dance?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
what the fuck was... What the fuck was that entire album, dude?
Yeah,
I love it, but
I
it's
know.
so weird that this came from one of the biggest mainstream stars and not some indie motherfucker to the side.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, well, Matt has just said that his favourite is Morrissey. So, Matt, I saw Morrissey live on the David Letterman show back in 2004 when I went there with my ex-wife when I was married to Trudy. We put in the tickets to see if we could be in the audience for the David Letterman show, and I picked an amazing night because you don't know who the guests are going to be. And when we got there, we were told that the guests for the night when we got in there were going to be Morrissey, which was amazing, Jason Alexander from Seinfeld.
I fucking love this motherfucker.
Yeah, he was really funny. And guess who the final guest was, the main guest? Guess who the final guest was for Trudy and I when we got there?
Prince?
Nope.
Oh, God.
Nicolas Cage.
Huh?
No, it was Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas fucking Cage?
Yeah, you can see, if you find the episode, you can find it online. It's on YouTube. It's the episode where Nicolas Cage is wearing a black leather outfit, and he comes onto the stage on the David Letterman show. It's 2004. Type in, I think it was October 2004. David Letterman show, Nicolas Cage, and I'm in the audience. It was amazing. And he came on, he was like, oh my God, he was totally Nicolas Cage when he came on. And it was just like, Trudy and I were looking at each other going, holy shit, it's fucking Nicolas Cage. It was unbelievable. But yeah, Morrissey was really good. Matt. I'm not a massive fan. Well, I say I'm not. I do like Morrissey. I don't like to buy his music or anything. But he was very good live. I'll give him his. The song he sung was "In the Name of the Father." That was the song he sang when we were there, and he was dressed like a
Prince
priest.
Is not my favorite. It's just like purely skill-wise over the entire spectrum. I would put Prince on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's far from my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, so when I saw him, Matt, he was dressed as a priest on the stage, and he had like a kind of like a chapel background on the David Letterman show stage for him. He did another song as well, and I can't remember what it was. Nicolas Cage. Oh my God. 1, 2. You've got to put it in alphabetical order. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. Ah, come on, motherfucker! I love that clip. He's talking to that woman. You have to put it in alphabetical order. A, B, C, D.
That fucking, what's the first name? Fucking Sandberg. He has a great fucking Nicolas Cage impression. It's fucking hilarious.
It's
the
the
Lonely
best.
Island guy, the Brooklyn Nine-Nine guy.
Yeah, his Nicolas Cage
Nicolas
impression
Cage
is amazing.
fucking brilliant, yeah.
When he did it,
It's
you've
so
seen that.
fucking funny when you have the two next to each other. He's doing a
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage in front of Nicolas Cage.
I have the cadence of Nicolas Cage. Yes, you do, Alec. You do have the cadence of Nicolas Cage. In fact, it's incredibly Cage. Yeah, he is the best. My favorite clip from Adam Sandberg in 911 in his show is when they do the Backstreet Boys thing on the lineup. Remember that? Okay, number 1, sing I Want It That Way. Okay, everybody, tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Number 5, tell me why I never want it. Okay, number 6, I want it that way. It was number 2. What? Number 2 killed my brother. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. Literal chills.
I love the fucking police. That shit. He's so fucking funny.
Who?
The police chief in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, you mean the black guy?
Yeah.
He's the best. Him and Adam Sandberg are the best 2 people in the show. I love it.
Dude, it's so good. He holds 2 pictures in front of fucking Sandberg, and he's like, one of these pictures are inside your locker. The other one is in what was it? Fucking this is like a Venezuelan landfill or some shit. Which one is which? And he's like, that one. Trick question. Those are both your locker.
Yeah, it's
It
brilliant.
looks like what the fuck?
And he's like, oh God.
Yeah.
He's like,
Trick
oh God.
question. Those are both your locker.
I think that's one of the best shows. Did you ever see the episode where the captain you're on about, where he brings his boyfriend in?
Yeah. His boyfriend is fucking hilarious too. By the way,
that first episode where his boyfriend comes into the station and Adam Sandberg is trying to like outflirt him. He's trying to outflirt his boyfriend, and he's like, yeah, I've got this. I can outflirt him. It's like, honestly, it's what got me one of the funniest scenes I've ever watched. Because obviously he's not gay, but he's trying to flirt this gay guy, and he's like, it's just fucking brilliant. It's so funny.
I just think it's funny with that episode when he meets that boyfriend. He's like, such piercing blue eyes.
Yeah. Oh god, I need to start watching that show again, man. I haven't watched it in ages.
He's got such piercing blue eyes. Also, Terry Crews is so fucking funny.
Oh, Terry Crews is amazing in that.
He's just playing the exact same character that he plays in almost everything.
Yeah,
but he's so funny when he does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be Terry Crews unless he flexed his pecs.
No, I mean the type of stupid character. Stupid but softy inside, well-meaning character.
Yeah.
You know, like, he plays that character, I feel like, 80% of the time, but it's a funny character, so I deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And
yeah.
MD, I agree. MD has just said the best lead vocals for him is Queen, Freddie Mercury. Absolutely, man. One of the best.
Okay.
One of the best.
Some good stuff.
Freddie Mercury, what a singer, man.
Yeah.
Often imitated, never equaled. He's amazing. They've tried so many times to get another lead singer for Queen, and it's just like it's never going to work because you can't replicate.
No, they did find a singer that worked quite well. He does a different approach
Adam
to
Lambert.
it, but people dig it. Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Lambert was good. Actually, I've got to give Adam Lambert his due.
People like Queen with Adam because he's not trying to be Freddie.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Sometimes,
I'm back.
Sometimes you can get a replacement vocalist that does it the same so well that people are like, you know what, it's fine. Like with AC/DC, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, worked just fine. Other times, you kind of have to do something completely fucking different for your next vocalist to avoid the constant comparison of how they're lacking. Like with Queen.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Linkin Park, they have a female vocalist now. She's doing a great fucking job. I think it was smart of them.
Yeah, she's brilliant. Take care. See you in a while, MD. Thank you for. I hope your errands go well.
I think they were smart in hiring a female vocalist who can.
Yeah, because you're never gonna equal him again. You're never gonna equal that guy. You just can't. You can't equal him. He's impossible to equal. That's why they were right to go for a female.
Is a lot of her shouting techniques are quite similar to him. Not what she does, but the result.
Yeah, I agree. She's really good, but I'm glad that I'm like you. I'm glad they went down a female route because you can't.
Yeah.
You just can't equal him.
I was skeptical at first, but I was willing to give it a fair shake. I dig it. I have the on vinyl. It's great. Both me and my wife got each a copy of the vinyl.
Of the vinyl.
Yeah, the vinyl of the new album. Back to Zero.
Yeah. Matthew Burg.
We bought two, so like if we ever divorce, I get to keep one and she gets to keep one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought one of those like numbered rare versions of the album. With like a colored vinyl and shit, so it's not black, it's like pink and spotty and shit.
Yeah. Go for broke. I fucking love this game.
Give me that! Fight or die!
Fight or die. I love the speech in this game.
You need to fight Mega Rugal, Ultimate of Rugal.
God
Oh, I
Rugal.
don't fucking believe it.
Just say it how it is. God Rugal.
Maybe
I've lost 2 times against
Rugal
Geese
doesn't
now.
do justice when we have Omega Rugal. It's God Rugal. It's the step beyond. Yeah,
I've lost
God
2
Rugal.
times against Geese now. This is the first time I've lost in an arcade playthrough. But I don't mind losing in an arcade playthrough if I'm on a live stream. That's okay. I
Oh,
don't
you
mind.
only care if you're not streaming?
Yeah, I'll never.
I was like, yo, you've been here giving fucking Street Fighter Alpha 3 hand jobs for free next to me, and then suddenly you're yelling about how it's the worst fucking game in existence, and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I can't say Alpha 2 to me is the gold standard. It's always will be. I don't know why they didn't put Alpha 2 Gold.
Because it's not an arcade game.
Oh yeah, good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, didn't think of that.
It's the same reason we didn't get Alpha 3 Max.
Oh, thank you, MD. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I genuinely hope they release all their fighting game arcade games, regardless of quality, just so that at the end they'll be like, people are willing to pay for more retro games, but we're out of arcade games. What do we do? Console games? Console games. Just to have that situation. Please. Also, give me Final Fight Revenge. That game costs a car. I'm not paying a car for a physical copy of the game. Re-release it, please. I'm begging you, Capcom, please.
Yeah.
I think they...
I want that stupid Final Fight fighting game with all the crazy shit. Like suddenly EDE turns into a fucking police car and then you repeatedly run them over. Like... or Orlando turning into a helicopter, shooting missiles.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know what you mean. MoreLessOrOther has said favorite fighting games in general. I would say my favorite fighting game and my favorite game in general. Okay, so I'll go first, and then I'll ask the rest of the guys and everybody else in the chat as well. My favorite fighting game is Street Fighter Alpha 2. If you want to say the gold version, Street Fighter Alpha 2 to me is the greatest fighting game ever made, in my eyes. I can only speak to myself.
Is it specifically gold with like Evil Ryu?
Yeah, well, because it's the definitive version of it. So yeah, it's Alpha 2 or Alpha 2 Gold to me is the greatest fighting game ever made. I don't think it's. That's why I think Alpha 3 is such a downgrade. To me, visually and gameplay wise, visually it looks shit compared to Alpha 2. I think Alpha 1 and Alpha 2.
Okay.
I think Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 look like gorgeous arcade games. I think Alpha 3 looks like a console game. That's the only way I can describe it. It's got tiny little sprites. It doesn't look as good. Anyway,
I disagree with the visuals, but I Alpha 3 is not my favorite in the Alpha series.
Yeah,
I'm that stupid weirdo who prefers Alpha 1. Because
I love
there are
Alpha
certain
1.
glitches that occurred in Alpha 2 that annoyed the shit out of me, and those kept going into Alpha 3.
I prefer Alpha 1 to. I think Warriors Dreams is better than Alpha 3. I think Alpha 3 to me is for me it's the least enjoyable out of all the Alpha games.
I think a lot of it that kills my enjoyment of Alpha 3, despite the roster and the bigger movesets, is... I wish on character select that you would have the option to just stop your opponent from picking custom combo. Yeah. I don't think it's fun seeing the same two normal over and over and over again. That's all, like,
Alpha, Chris said Alpha 2 never had an arcade version.
I prefer playing the game with 8ism, like playing it like an actual Alpha game in my Alpha game. And I prefer when my opponent does the same. Can I still have fun if someone using V'ism or Xism? Yes. But I do prefer, like, having the crazy supers and the fucking, like, I don't know. I just like it better, personally. But my
Yeah, I get
favorite
that.
fighting game is DOA 2.
Oh, so DOA 2 for Majin.
The PAL PS2 version specifically.
The PAL PS2 version.
Yeah, the PAL PS2 version is different from the other PS2 versions.
Well, what you call it? He also wants to know. Morales' mother also wants to know. She's asking, what is your favorite game as well? So my favorite fighting game is Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Yeah.
And then the gold version. But my favorite game of all time, that's not even a question for me. Mario 64. Mario 64 to me, if somebody asked me what is the perfect game, even with its janky camera, if somebody asked me what is the perfect game in my eyes, it's Mario 64. Mario 64, even when I play it now, it just feels magical. Every time I turn it on, I'm like, this is my favorite game of all time, and I'll never forget what it felt like.
The format on the first try.
Yeah. Well, I'll never forget that first time playing it on the N64. I was like, this is the future. This is the fucking future of video games. I was like, oh my God, we've gone from 2D to this. It just blew my fucking mind. I could walk around the castle.
Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time were the two reasons I was pissed that my cousin had an N64 and I didn't.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can imagine what it must have felt like. I can't imagine what it must have felt like to see Mario 64 and not be able to play it. That would have pissed me off.
I played it over at his place. Same with Ocarina of Time. But
Ocarina of Time,
the fact
that's
that
in my
I couldn't
top 5.
play these at home annoyed the shit out of me. I didn't know the library was small, right? I didn't know what games were missing on the like. I didn't know any of that, right? It was before fucking internet, and we didn't really have Nintendo magazines around like during the N64 era, but we had a ton of PlayStation magazines, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, am I happy I had a PlayStation instead? Yes, because I would have missed a lot more if I had an N64. But, man, those two pissed me off. Well, my favorite game, though, is Toomba or Toombi, if
Toomba, that's a deep take. Toomba or Toombi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Matthew Burg has said his favorite fighting game is Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat 11, and then his favorite game is Darksiders 2 or Skyrim.
All right. I genuinely understand why both Injustice 2 and MK11 would be someone's favorite.
Yeah, I love Injustice 2. I love Injustice 2.
I love MK11.
It's a great game.
Injustice 2 has a lot of fucking problems, but some of the characters are so fucking fun. Like Adam. TMNT is probably the best, guest character execution I've seen in my life.
Of the Turtles, I agree.
Yeah. Like, if you're playing Leonardo, you're not playing Leonardo, you're playing all four of them.
Yeah, I agree. And I know, I agree, and I know Matthew will agree with me on this. For me, the best character in Injustice 2, by a country mile, by a fucking Googleplex, is Supergirl. She is amazing in that game. Supergirl is fucking phenomenal in that game. I love playing as her. Whenever I load that game back up, I'm straight onto Supergirl because she is brilliant in that game. She's superb.
So before we got like Adam and shit, for me, Poison Ivy.
Yeah, Poison Ivy's great.
So fun. She's got
Poison
her
Ivy's
rushdown tools.
Yeah.
She's got, oh my God, Poison Ivy in that game.
It's I'd agree with that.
Much fun.
I would agree. I didn't even get on my leaderboard there. What the hell? But yeah, no, I agree. Poison Ivy's amazing, and I also think Harley Quinn's fantastic in that as well. They did a really great job of Harley Quinn.
Swamp Thing was good and not ass, because I would have had fun with him if I was allowed to play the game when I picked him.
Yeah, that's true. Matt said,
MK11, I understand. Not every fucking game needs to be combo heaven.
Matt said, I love the transition stages.
Yeah, the transitions,
Yeah, the gear in Injustice 2 is brilliant as well. Yeah, I agree. They did a much better.
The only thing with the gear is I wish you couldn't get duplicates.
Yeah, because it's annoying. What are you going to say, Emily?
Yeah. I hated the gear system a little bit because certain moves were unlocked with the
Yeah,
case.
I hated the move
Yeah.
being restricted from you.
Yeah.
It would have been fine if you started with all the moves and then you only got to equip one. But having to be forced to play one character just to unlock... I was playing Catwoman for so long just to get this bitch to level 20 and get the very specific move I need to get one trophy.
Yeah. That's so
Oh
true.
my god. Yeah.
I agree. What was I going to say? Guys, I'm going to have to come off because I've got to go and do some shopping for my dad. However, I will be back on later and we can continue this. I'll try and do another live stream later, guys. But thank you for tuning in, everyone. MoreLessOrOther, Matthew Burg, Chris Harris, Chauncey, MD, MCMD, and then in the chat, obviously, Owen Singh and Chris Harris. In the chat here with me in the party, obviously, I've got my boy MajinCCB. Yeah, I got Trustic. I don't know if she's still there, my friend. I got Jeff speaking 125. Check out both of their channels, by the way, and Majin's as well. So you got MajinCCB, Majin the Prince,
MajinCCB the Prince, yeah.
MajinCCB the Prince, and you've got Speed King 125 and Speed King Taz. You've got Meato Moments, which is Trustic. You got MLA Game in 4K, as you guys know. Drive carefully, Dave.
Hey.
Thank you, Matt. I'm not driving today. I'm going to be walking down in the sun because it's a beautiful day, so I'm going to walk.
Hey guys.
It's a beautiful day.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun,
It's a beautiful day.
I wish I could tell you my favorite games, but
Go on, go on, say it. Go on. MLA's going to tell us his favorite game.
Favorite
and his
fighting
favorite
game, favorite game. Go.
Metal Gear Solid 3
Ooh.
and Tekken 5 Vanilla.
Tekken 5.
Vanilla. Damn. My
Tekken
man
5.
did not want any heat from Lily.
Tekken 5. I like that.
Man.
Tekken 5. What about you guys? What's your favorite game and your favorite fighting game?
Favorite fighting game is King of Fighters 11, and then favorite game is Sonic CD.
Oh, wow. King of Fighters 11. Okay, now there's a game that nobody talks about anymore. King of Fighters 11 is fucking great. I love King.
If it brings you comfort, Dave, pretty much everyone I see online that like buy retro games from SNK are all saying, "Where the fuck is KOF 11?"
Yeah, exactly. Why isn't KOF 11's amazing? So for me, the two best KOF games of all time are KOF 11 and KOF 13. For me, yeah, nothing will ever touch those. In fact, they're in my top 5 fighting games, like easily.
Yeah.
I can see why people would prefer that to the ones I'm on about, like Gold and all that. Yeah, KOF 11 and KOF 13 is a piece of art in my eyes. KOF 13
I love
is
KOF 13.
fucking gorgeous. It's so beautiful to look at. Like, as much as I love the visuals in Capcom vs SNK 2 and like all the cool backgrounds and all that, all these games look like shit compared to KOF 13. KOF 13 is a piece of art. It is gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning to look at. But yeah, KOF 11, and your favorite game is, what was your favorite game again? Sorry,
Sonic CD.
Sonic CD.
Sonic CD.
You see me play that on my channel. I did a playthrough of that, and I messed it up completely when I was on that last level. I got stuck on that last bloody level for ages. But I love playing. That's the only game that I've done 4 arcade playthroughs of, and I tried to do like as quick as I could on my channel. Sonic CD is the perfect Sonic game in my eyes. It's just perfect. In fact, I might play it later. Actually, it's that game is perfection. Sonic CD, they've never made a better Sonic game than that.
I'd honestly play Sonic 3 and CD or 1 and 2.
Oh, same here. I play Sonic CD over any of the games that came after it. Like, oh no, I'll tell a lie. No, Sonic CD and Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 2 as well.
I like the OST more for Sonic.
Capcom.
But
Sonic Adventure 2 is
my
genius. It's a
issue with
masterpiece.
Sonic 1 is they got this amazing mechanic with Sonic, but half the stages feel like they're not complementing the character at all. And it's
Yeah,
like
because
they're,
of
like the stages are stopping you from playing the game the way the character is designed.
yeah, I see where you're coming from, but yeah, Sonic Adventure 2. It did everything that the first Sonic Adventure did, which some people had issues with first Sonic Adventure when it first came out. I loved it personally, but
Gamma.
they fixed everything that was anything that was slightly wrong in Sonic Adventure 1. They fixed for Sonic Adventure 2, and I mean I love Sonic Adventure 1. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 it's a masterpiece. Honestly, for me it's the second best game on the Dreamcast.
Gamma.
It's Gamma.
Yeah, that was one of the characters that people hate.
Yeah, I get why
Gamma?
I get why they didn't like Gamma, but
Why the fuck do they hate Gamma? What's wrong with them?
Because all his stages were just Sonic stages, but were fucking rehashed for his shit, and it was like only 10 seconds.
That's not his fucking fault.
I would.
And everybody mostly talks. Mostly everybody talks about the fucking the shooting stages for Sonic Adventure 2 were a lot better.
Yeah.
Because when you play as Eggman and Tails, you get a full stage.
That's fair.
If you want to see video game gold, anybody who's never played Sonic Adventure 2, go and type
Both
in.
of them, honestly.
Type in. What's the name of the level? The San Francisco level, Jeff?
City Escape.
Type in City Escape Sonic Adventure 2, right? If you've never seen it before, go and watch that and tell me that is not video game gold. And that came out, when that game came out, you have to remember how advanced those graphics were and how good that gameplay was. You'd never seen anything like that. I mean, yeah, you'd seen the snow level in Sonic Adventure 1 and all that. But when you saw that truck behind you chasing you, you'd never seen a game like that before. And that game, even the rush levels when you're in the city at night and the casino levels and everything about Sonic Adventure 2 works. Even the levels when you're in the desert and stuff, and it's just the two games that my dad and his granddaughter, my niece, played when she was a little girl were Shenmue, which I think is the #1 greatest game on the Dreamcast, and Sonic Adventure 2. The two best games. But guys, on that note, I'm really going to have to go because I have to. Huh? What are you looking for? Oh, I've got tissues here. Hang on a minute, guys. Just bear with me. Hang on. My dad's here if y'all want to say hello. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey, what up?
Yo.
Jeff's there from last night when you talk to them and all the rest of the crew. There they are there. Tissues there, Dad. Hang on. Thank you, Dad. Hang on. Okay, right. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to head now, but I will be on later, and thank you for everyone for keeping me company on the stream, and yeah, I will end the stream here, but I'll be back on later, so see you soon, and keep fighting. Peace out
Later.
from all the crew here.
Later, bro.
Later.